Hey everybody, we are reading Copper Sun by Sharon Draper, and we are now on chapter 39, Crossing the River. The next morning brought the sun, brightly illuminating not only the road, but also Amari's spirits. She could barely contain her nervous anticipation, with images of neatly cobbled streets surrounded by safe stone walls dancing in her head. "We must be very close to the river," Polly surmised. "I can't wait. Do you think we dare to travel during the day?" "Yes, I think we find out now," Amari said. She stretched her arms up to the sun. They hadn't eaten since yesterday morning, and she felt drained and shaky. And in spite of her determination and excitement at being so close to their destination, she couldn't erase the reality that for now the three of them were hungry and thoroughly exhausted. She stumbled as she tried to walk a few paces. Then she sat back down on the side of the road. "Are you all right, Amari?" Polly asked with concern. "Get back up on the wagon." "Just tired," Amari replied, but she climbed up without protest, holding on to Polly's hand for support. "We gotta find something to eat," Tidbit reminded them. Amari rummaged in the wagon to see if any food remained. She found one small pouch full of berries. She gave them all to Tidbit. So when they came across a grove of wild apple trees, Amari could hardly keep herself from shouting with joy. All of them, even Hush Puppy, filled up on the sweet fruit as they crouched as far from the road as they could. That evening they finally reached the banks of the St. Mary's River. It lay dark and smooth ahead of them. The moon shone brightly, illuminating the scene. Cypress trees decorated the edges, their branches and roots leaning over as though welcoming them. Amari thrilled at the sight. It hardly seemed possible that they could be so close to freedom. Tidbit looked at the river fearfully. "I'm scared of gators, Amari," he said, pulling away. "This water be real deep." "You got good reason," Amari replied, remembering that awful day. "But I take care of you." "I don't see any alligators," Polly said. "That doesn't mean they're not there. Lots of snapping turtles, though. Look." She pointed to the gray-black rock-like creatures that moved lazily in the sandy mud on the bank of the river. "Too far to swim," Amari admitted. "It's very wide," Polly agreed. How will we cross it?" Amari replied. "We've come too far to stop now." She could see flickering lights in the distance, indicating settlements or garrisons of soldiers, or, maybe, Fort Mose. Her heartbeat quickened. "We need a boat," Polly replied. The horse, which had been eating the soft greens that grew by the riverside, whinnied softly. He shook his thick mane and ventured into the shallows to drink. "Can horse swim?" Amari asked with sudden inspiration. Polly looked dubious. "Sure, but the river looks awfully wide." "Maybe we just wish we'd be across," Amari countered. "We gotta try." She unharnessed the horse from the wagon. "We gonna ride across the river on back of Brownie?" Tidbit asked, jumping up and down. "Suppose we fall off?" Polly wanted to know. "Suppose Gator get me?" Tidbit added. Amari took a deep breath. "We not gonna give up now," she said. She patted Brownie on his back, grabbed his mane, and pulled herself slowly onto his back. The horse didn't seem to mind, so Amari then pulled Polly up, who reached down for Tidbit. Polly placed Tidbit snugly between them, hugging him tightly. Even though Amari had never ridden a horse before, she found she was not afraid. Slowly she nudged the horse to the water's edge, all the while watching for alligators or other predators. The horse clearly loved being in the water. He pulled with all his might to get free of the shallows. Then he seemed to relax as the water became deep enough for him to swim. Hush Puppy swam deftly beside them. Amari noticed that the horse was moving his legs as if he were galloping, heading confidently to the other side of the river. The three riders were wet up to their waists, but the horse was strong and steady, and they did not slip into the water. "This be fun!" Tidbit cried exultantly, as they moved silently on the dark water. He still peered to each side, however, checking for alligators. Amari held her breath, the excitement almost more than she could bear. Freedom lay on the distant sandy bank of this river. No one spoke. The moon shone brightly, making everything seem to glow. Hush Puppy reached the shore first and immediately began shaking water off his fur. When the horse pulled the children up onto the sandy beach, Tidbit jumped off right away and cheerfully ran on the wet sand. Amari jumped off next, hugging Tidbit with joy. "We be free, little one, free!" She danced around the beach area, swinging Tidbit in the air. Polly joined in and Tidbit giggled with glee. Hush Puppy, however, began whimpering. Then he gave a nervous growl. Amari paused and looked with concern at the dog. Though she couldn't see what was upsetting Hush Puppy, she instinctively grabbed Tidbit's hand and led him away from the shore. Amari turned to warn Polly when she saw it. "Look out, Polly!" Amari yelled hoarsely. Polly turned her head. "Gator!" The alligator, close to 10 feet long, moved with unbelievable speed, but Polly was even faster. She shrieked and scrambled away up the riverbank. The sound of the alligator's jaws snapping together on nothing but air encouraged all three of them to run wildly to the edge of the woods. Breathing heavily, Polly asked, "Is it gone?" It be gone," Amari said as she looked back to where they had run from and scanned the water's edges. "Gators not go far from water." "I be so scared, I almost pee," Tidbit admitted. Safe and feeling truly free, the three travelers sat down on the ground and laughed and laughed and laughed. All right, so that ends chapter 39. A real quick chapter, just have them get across the St. Mary's River, as the soldier was telling them. They did have to watch out for alligators, but as we can see, they made it safely with the horse. And yeah, now they are close, very close to Fort Mose. So I will see you at the next one.